Hi everyone and welcome back to the Sweetie Nail Supply channel. Today we will be looking at two new collections from the Favori and making these two designs. The Favori recently released two sets of gels, the Sparkling Magnetic Edition and the Glow Magnetic Edition. They both feature summery shades of Cateye gel polishes and come in this cute packaging complete with ribbon ties. These little details make the unboxing experience feel luxurious and special. The brand really focuses on creating collections that evoke a certain emotion or story, and these are definitely a story of summer. The package with the pink label is the Glow collection. It comes with a swatch card and 8 different colors. They each come in their own pot for easy storage. The base to these polishes is a semi-sheer gel, which really lets the magnetic particles shine through. This collection, as the name suggests, gives more of a glowy effect due to the small size of the magnetic particles. On first use, you want to make sure to give your pot a good mix, and you can see here that the consistency is thin, but not too thin to where it is runny. It self-levels beautifully when applied on the nail. The second set with the blue label is the Sparkle collection. It comes with 6 shades of magnetic gel that contain larger magnetic particles. As advertised, this creates more of a glittery effect. The brand states that this was supposed to mimic kind of the sparkle from a nice refreshing soda during the warm summer months. The consistency of this polish is slightly thicker than the last collection, but still self-leveling. Today, I will be walking you through the differences between each collection, swatching the colors, and showing what sorts of designs you can create with them. These collections do not come with an application brush, but we have many on the site to choose from, including this one from Doey. Starting with the Glow collection, this is number 1, a light pastel pink with a silver shimmer. You can apply these polishes in relatively thick layers and let them settle to self-level before magnetizing the particles. You can see this collection gives a nice shine when the silver bits are brought to the surface. Number 2 is a darker pink with a slightly more subdued shine. Number 3 is a beautiful muted orange shade that would be perfect for summer or fall. Number 4 is a silver that is just slightly warm toned. Number 5 is a light blue that is reminiscent of clear summer skies. Number 6 is a stunning light sage green that would be perfect for layering to really bring out the color. Number 7 is a deeper aqua blue that would be great for any ocean-themed design. And number 8 is a bright purple that gives off a slightly more subtle shine. Each color is perfect for a more understated look but can be layered for more opacity. They create a really nice glass-like effect. Number 1 in the Sparkling collection is a pink that matches number 2 from the Glow edition. Number 2 is a lovely purple that really contrasts well with the silver glitters in the polish. Number 3 looks bright in the pot but is a gorgeous peachy champagne color when applied. Number 4 is a more cool-toned periwinkle blue that pairs so well with the silver sparkles. Number 5 is a green slightly deeper than number 6 from the previous set, but just as beautiful. And number 6 is a vivid aqua blue, matching number 7 from the Glow edition. Here are both collections compared. This is 1 coat of each, but all of these can be layered to make the color more intense. To really show the difference between the two collections, I am going to use number 6 and number 7 to create some basic cat eye designs. A black background will help us see the differences better. You can see that the particles move easier in the Glow collection, and when used in the bevel effect, they disappear completely on one side. The bigger particles in the sparkle version require a bit more manipulation. We recommend that you have a strong magnet, and we do have some magnets available on the website. Some of the particles are left behind to create a slight glittery effect. The same occurs when creating a French design. The Glow edition is going to give very clean lines, while the Sparkle collection, as the name suggests, gives a more fragmented and overall glittery look. Both have their places in various designs. As you can see, when we isolate the particles with the side of a bar magnet, it really shows how that Glow collection creates sort of a smooth shine, while that Sparkle version is a little bit more flashy, perfect for star looks, anything where you want that glitter to really shine through. If you're going to use specialized magnets like this one to create detailed shapes, we recommend the Glow collection over the Sparkle collection. It will just create more defined edges, while the Sparkle set would be perfect for making more of a statement with an overall glittery look. It can also be used all on its own to replace any sort of glitter polish. To showcase the Glow collection, we are going to be creating a stained glass look today. I'm starting with polish number 1 on the pointer, middle, and pinky finger. For the pointer finger, I'm just going in with a basic velvet design and doing 2 coats. Then for the middle finger, I will be doing a French look, isolating all of those glitter particles towards the free edge of the nail. I used 2 coats here as well, curing in between each one, just to really emphasize that French design. For the thumb and the ring finger, I will be adding 2 coats of the Devoc Milkis polish, just to give us a nice solid background to work on. Since we will be working in small areas with the Cateye gel polish, I wanted them to have that white background to really show their colors. Now I'm topping everything with the Devoc Zero Matte Top Coat because we will be going in with a chrome design. Cure this for a full 60 seconds. I'm using a liner brush and the Jello Edge Gel to create my chrome designs. I'm painting all of the outlines before curing them all together at one time. I'm painting a peony on the thumb finger and a butterfly on the ring finger. For that stained glass look, make sure some of those lines are going all the way to the edge of the nail. On the pinky finger, I'm just doing some loose curved lines. For the middle finger, I'm using an ombre brush with that edge gel and just creating a textured French tip. This is going to really emphasize that French cat-eye design we did earlier. For the pointer finger, I am creating a stained glass window design that almost looks like a trellis, something with lots of straight lines and curves, adding little details here and there. Now it's time for the chrome. This is the gold chrome powder from Nail Bio. You want to cure all of your outlines for 60 seconds in a nail lamp, and then use a silicone applicator tool or an eyeshadow applicator to really buff in that chrome powder. The fallout can be easily wiped away with a makeup sponge. Now for the stained glass look, you're going to take your cat eye colors of choice and fill in each section of the design. I recommend working in small sections, flash curing and magnetizing the polish in between to make sure that they hold their shape. This also keeps any polish from bleeding into the other sections if you accidentally go over a line. To magnetize these parts, I am just running that magnet around the perimeter to create that beveled effect. Magnetizing small portions at a time means that each section is going to have a slightly different shine than the last section, creating that overall stained glass effect where it looks like each is a separate piece. I am doing the same for the butterfly, painting each section, magnetizing and flash curing in between, before finishing up with that beautiful blue for the background color. The Glow Edition is perfect for this sort of look because it just gives that subtle definition to each section while keeping that outline clear. Finish off the look with a top coat of your choice, and any charms, we added a little butterfly, and that is this look finished. You can see that the subtle glow from those magnetic gels pairs really well with the intricate line work in this design. For the sparkling edition, we are going to focus on some of those cool tones. I've already added one layer of that Milkist polish from Divock, and I'm going to start with number 4 and blend that into color 6. These polishes blend together super easily, especially with the Mayo Square Piano Blending Brush. Before curing, I am just magnetizing this in a basic velvet look, bringing all of those particles to the surface. For a deeper color, I've gone in with a second layer of both, once again magnetizing all those particles so that they shine. Once again, I'm using the Zero Matte Top Coat, painting a layer and curing for 60 seconds. Now I'm taking the Jinbei Ivy Multi-Liner. It's so handy because it comes with a liner brush already attached, and I am just creating little bubbles on the surface of the nail. For the next finger, we are going to be doing a vertical gradient this time between the purple and that periwinkle blue. Once again, these colors blend so well together. If there's any unevenness in your application, just let them sit to self-level. Here I am doing that same French technique, pushing all of those particles towards the free end of the nail. This is going to be the backdrop for a seashell look. This is a second coat of both polishes to really emphasize that color and that French design, pushing those particles towards the front of the nail. Once that's fully cured, I'm going to top this with that matte top coat once again, curing for 60 seconds. Then I'll be using the Jinbei Crazy Non-Wipe Top Coat. This is the thick version, and I will be using this to create a 3D shell effect. You want a long liner brush, and you just take dollops of that Jinbei Non-Wipe Top Coat, place them on the free edge of the nail, and drag them back towards the center to create that shell design. I'm using that same thick top coat to adhere a couple of charms, and this nail is finished. For the middle finger, we're going to be using number 2 and number 1 to create an ombre towards the free edge of the nail. This can be a little bit more messy and organic. I am not magnetizing these colors because I want them to have that overall glittery look. And I'm using the Yogo 3D Clear Clay. And I'm just going to be taking some of this out and putting it on a palette to roll out into little sections. Each section is going to become a scale. You want to take a silicone molding tool, one with a flat edge, and place that on the nail. Flatten it out. Kind of shape the back end into almost a triangle, and then use the sharp edge of that silicone molding tool to create little ridges in the 3D clay. You can also make the ridges with tweezers, with a metal spatula, anything that's not going to stick to that 3D gel. And I'm just repeating this down the nail, curing between each scale to make sure that once I like one, it is solidified in place. Once you have all of your scales put down where you want them, make sure to give the 3D clay a full cure. And then I'm going in with the Mayo Glass Top Gel because it is a thinner consistency. A thinner top coat will just make sure to get into those grooves. And to finish off this look, add any little decorative elements that you want between the scales. For the pointer finger, I am creating another ombre here between the aqua blue, the periwinkle, and the pink color. I fully cure that first layer before going in with another that I will be magnetizing using the side of the bar magnet. This will create a nice defined line. Here I've curved the line slightly to go with the flow of the nail. I'm repeating this process at the back end of the nail before painting on one final coat of just the pink color. I am not magnetizing this layer because I want that overall glittery look. Once that's cured, I'm adding a matte top coat before using that same Jello Edge Gel and the ombre brush from the earlier design to create a swirl and some lines. This is meant to look like the currents of the ocean. Using a clear gel over the matte top coat really just brings out the sparkle of those isolated areas. For the thumbnail, I painted on one more coat of the Devok Milkist color to get a nice opaque base, and now I'm going to be using a mix of the different colors to create a mermaid tail shape. I start by defining the outer edges of the fin, making sure that I have the overall shape I want before filling in the center with a blend of those different colors. These polishes really do mix together very well, and because they self-level nicely, you can add on more polish to create a more vivid color. Once my mermaid tail is all painted, I am magnetizing those particles, just pulling them to the surface using a bar magnet. Give this a full cure before going in with a couple of decorative elements of your choice at the base of the tail. Then I'm topping that with a matte top coat before using that same Jinbei thick top coat to create some texture on this fin. Similar to the shell design, you want to work in lines, curing in between to hold the shape, and just add definition to the different sections of the tail. Once you're happy with that, add a few bubbles to match the pinky finger and give that a full cure. And this design is finished as well. Here is a closer look at both designs. The sparkling collection really is perfect for emulating liquid, for emulating sort of that sparkly water look. So we thought a mermaid design would be perfect for the set. And then the glow collection is a little bit more subtle. It's meant to imitate sort of the glow of glass. And so we thought it would be perfect for this stained glass look. Let us know down in the comments which design is your favorite. We're so excited to see what you all create with these two new collections from the Favori. The links are in the description to everything we used. Please make sure to tag us in your designs. We'd love to see what you make, and thank you for watching.